What's up, YouTube? So today is Sunday, and Alabama Crimson Tide under first-year head coach Kalen DeBoer wins the Low Iron Bowl debut against Auburn Tigers. What's up, guys? I'm Corey, and welcome to my channel, Let's Talk with Corey. If this is your first time tuning in, hit that subscribe button. But before we get started, wherever you are in the world today, I mean wherever you are in the world today, I really do hope you're having a great day. Guys, as you know, my channel, Let's Talk with Corey, is about people, places, and things. And yesterday early evening, Alabama Crimson Tide, my Alabama Crimson Tide versus the Auburn Tigers at home in Tuscaloosa wins the Low Iron Bowl. Yeah, that's right, the Low Iron Bowl. Auburn comes off a moral victory against Texas A&M a week before and talks big about what they were going to do to Milroe and Alabama. Let's say this. Auburn players, man, just keep your goddamn mouths closed because you guys suck and we just suck less. That's all. That's all. Okay? That game was not exciting. Alabama fans, we just went into that game holding our breath, knowing that was a must-win for Kalen DeBoer and his staff, because we all knew if he lost that game with an Auburn Tigers team that's basically limping and wounded all season long, they'd be calling for his head. But that was not the case. Like a ESPN analyst said about Alabama and how much Alabama revolves around the success of Jalen Milroe. If Jalen Milroe is on and he's hot and he's cooking, Alabama win the case, because it was a really sleepy, drowsy first half and really four quarters. I mean, to me, the game was straight up boring. That's why I call it the Low Iron Bowl, because simply we expected Alabama, who was a 2-touchdown favorite. I think it was 11 points. I think 11 and a half is what they gave Alabama. And I was like, are we ever going to pull away from Auburn? It didn't never seem to be the case. The game was not exciting. Auburn really had a lot of opportunities to really pull away, but they was just too damn sorry and just weren't good enough offensively to finish. And Alabama, just fared a little bit better to be able to score when they did. But the turnovers, I mean, hey, look, we won that game, but it was not pretty. It was ugly. And I think Auburn had 399 total yards to Alabama 457, I think. And we fared well, obviously a little bit more on the ground with the mobility of Milroe, and also too the coaching staff getting back to the running game with Haynes and Miller, and those guys did a good job as well. But ultimately, we can just about put everything to bed with this season. 9-3. A lot of us are not satisfied, but I would be assured that those who are responsible for Kalen DeBoer being in Alabama will be satisfied with 9 wins, 3 losses, and not one of those 3 losses being to Auburn, though the other 2 losses being Vanderbilt and Oklahoma were should not have been losses at all. But it happened. But we got to get ready to push forward. I was not. Let's talk about this. Nick Sheridan, this guy got to go. Now, the only thing I would say is, unless they bring in a quarterback that fits within the scheme of things for that particular offensive coordinator, who was elevated from tight end coach, which I think he should go. And I think that Kalen DeBoer should start looking for an OC for next season. You know, the Ryan Grubb who was supposed to have been the OC for Alabama, took the Seattle Washington's job, and and Seattle Seahawks in Washington. I'm sorry. And he was set to be the OC and the play caller for Alabama, but he departed less than a month after getting to Alabama. So that really put, I think, Kalen DeBoer's plan on hold. And it never got, well, not only on hold, but they never was able to exercise the demons and really do what Alabama needed to do with the talent that Alabama has. So let's hope that after this season, Kalen DeBoer is able to find someone else to be the play caller for the offense. Also, too, find an O-line coach. I think that to have those guys are huge, but they were kind of getting pushed around most of the season, with the exception of the games that they won handily, where the competition was not up to standard. But I think they need to find an O-line coach. And Womack, if they intend to keep him around, this guy has to change his defensive scheme. I think they call it the 4-2-5 or something like that, or the 4-on-5 or whatever the hell. And that got to go too. Make some adjustments to improve the defense, and especially in the secondary as well, because they're losing Malachi Moore. That's going to be a big hole going into next year. Find a quarterback, because Milroe is not coming back. We wish him the best. He's been phenomenal in some senses, but you can't do any more than what the play callers are giving you to do and what you're allowed to do offensively through the protections. And he didn't have much of that in the games especially games that we lost and games that were close. Milroe has to have time to be able to see the field. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the case for all quarterbacks, but for a quarterback like Milroe, he has to have a little bit more time to be able to scan the field. And that's the difference between him and other quarterbacks that are out there that may not be as mobile as Milroe, because that's one thing. If Milroe gets out of that backfield, he can make some things happen with his legs. We've seen it time and time again throughout this season and even last season. But again, we got to get ready to move forward. So it's time at who's going to be the next quarterback. People say they're high on this person, that person. I don't know necessarily if Ty Simpson's the answer. He could be if he has the right play caller. Again, I just think play caller, protection up front, a good running game. They do have some backs, but Alabama has to make some changes. But guys, what's your thoughts in the Low Iron Bowl? What's your thoughts? You leave a comment. Again, we won the game, but it just simply wasn't impressive to me. Okay, 28-14. Yeah, but it was Auburn. Again, it was Auburn. Guys, what's your thoughts? Do you think that there's a few things that I'd like some people to comment on. What's your thoughts about the Low Iron Bowl? What's your thoughts about Milroe? What you think about Milroe getting to the next level? You think he's going to go in the first round or the second round? Or, do you think a team is going to draft him in the first round? What's your thoughts about Milroe? Again, he's a very mobile quarterback. He can be good in a system that's like run first, pass second, wherever that is. But you guys, you leave a comment. And as always, thanks for the pull up. Hit that subscribe button. Let's talk with Corey. Roll Tide. Let's talk with Corey out.